What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video today. It is time that we discuss the 2024 Republican presidential primary, and once and for all explain how will the primary actually work this time around, because there's been a lot of confusion from people, especially on Twitter, about how does the primary process really work for the Republican side, because it isn't like the Democrats where each state has the exact same primary rules, they have the exact same thresholds. It's a little bit different on the Republican side because each state, they technically have different rules, and yeah, there's been a lot of confusion about especially the winner-take-all states in those scenarios, and we're going to be going into how they actually work, how do they get qualified, and explaining what's the difference between winner-take-all versus winner-take-most, because some people, I'm not even attacking people for this, I'm just saying that some of these people, I think, they misunderstand what winner-take-most means. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below. I hope everyone follows the Twitter and Rumble pages, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you can join Real American, which helps support the independent content we all know and love. You want to keep Real American as an independent content creator? Well, this is the best way to do it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not attacking anybody for this. I'm not like certain people on Twitter where it's like, oh, it's a simple misunderstanding. This is what I think's really happening here. I'm going to insult you for it. That's not what I'm doing today. What I am, however, doing is explaining how it actually works, because even I was a bit confused by how it worked a couple months ago, but I delved deep into the rules of each state and how the RNC, on their website, how it actually works, because it is so complicated compared to the Democrat side. But in my opinion, the process in most states in the Republican side is better than on the Democrat side. So, yeah, currently this is the primary map. As you can tell, there's a lot of major candidates, but we're not discussing the top, we're not talking about the candidates, we're talking about how the delegates are really allocated. Now, I made this nifty map here, and again, there are some caveats on this map. Let me be 100% clear. This isn't 100% the exact map for like certain states. For example, North Carolina, statewide is proportional. But districts, they're winner-take-all, I believe, or winner-take-most, which I can actually check on this handy-dandy website called the Green Papers. Link in the description. I recommend people check it out if you want to get this information. But you scroll down here to the North Carolina Republican primary, and it is winner-take-most for congressional seats, while statewide, it's proportional. So what does this mean? Well, in several Republican primaries, not all of them, several of them divide delegates based on statewide and congressional district. Those that have split them based on district, for example, they each get 3 delegates per congressional seat. In this case, North Carolina, they get 3 per district. That's how it works for every single state that does have congressional districts be allocated in the delegate process. Proportional, you know what that means. If you get a percent of the vote and you pass the threshold, which people are just forgetting about, yes, you gotta get a threshold to qualify for delegates. In this case, you gotta get 20% of the vote or more to get any delegates. So that's simple enough. But what is this winner-take-most garbage, which we'll get to in California, because that's the story of it on everybody's mind? Well, here's the nitty-gritty of it. Winner take most most of the time means if you get more than 50% of the vote, you get all the delegates. Or in certain cases, nobody gets above 50, then it just, you get 20% of the vote, then you get some delegates. Well, in a state like North Carolina, if one candidate receives more than 2/3 of the vote, or only one candidate receives 20% or more of the vote in a congressional district, that candidate receives all 3 delegates. So in this case, it's 66% to get all the delegates in, say, North Carolina 3rd. Otherwise, the highest vote getter receives 2 delegates, and the next highest vote getter receives 1 delegate. This is also enforced if the rules of the RNC require proportional allocation of congressional district delegates. Otherwise, if no candidate receives 20% of the vote, the top 3 vote getters each receive 1 delegate. So it's not the exact process for other winner-take-most states, but you get the point. In the state of North Carolina, if you get 66% of the vote in, say, North Carolina 3rd, you get all the delegates, which is 3. If you get 20% or more and you take 1st, you get 2 delegates. And if somebody else takes 2nd, they give up 20%, you get the point, all right? Either way, that's how North Carolina does it. Now, but that's not really what people are talking about because, yeah, North Carolina, they have caveats to it. Kansas, they do it based on delegate selection, which that's a whole different can of worms. Same thing with Wyoming. We're just going to say they're proportional. They're kind of iffy, but you get the point. There's some caveats here and there. But we got to discuss California because this is the big story everybody's talking about. Because there's been a lot of arguments about California is changing their threshold system, or they're changing it from winner take most to a proportional threshold. Now, this is how it works, all right? In the state of California, they used to have congressional district delegates, then they kind of just got rid of it. It's just statewide. But this is the rule in the state of California before they're going to change it. If no candidates receive a majority of the statewide vote, then delegates shall be awarded proportionally. To qualify for receiving delegates, a candidate receives at least 20% of the Republican statewide vote. Yeah. So, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you get 50% of the vote or more, you get all of the delegates. If you get 20% or more, but nobody gets above 50, they split proportionally. For example, let's say DeSantis gets 25%, Trump gets 25%. They both qualify, and they split the delegates evenly. So do you understand what I'm talking about, though? Either way, this is how it's done in several states. On the same exact day, mind you, which we'll get to in a second. Texas. Texas is a winner-take-most primary. And look at the statewide rule. 48 at-large delegates are to be allocated to the presidential contenders based on the primary results statewide. These delegates are allocated to the presidential contenders as follows. If a candidate receives a majority of the vote, more than 50%, that candidate is allocated all 48 at-large delegates. Guys, it's the exact same thing, just in this case, they have district delegates, and they have slight changes here and there, but the main caveat is, if you get more than 50%, you get all the delegates. Even for the congressional seats, if a candidate receives a majority of the vote, more than 50%, that candidate is allocated all 3 of the district's delegates. It's the exact same day, with virtually the exact same system, just they have congressional districts out in the equation. That's the only difference. And I think it's, let's look at the map. Massachusetts. Let's see what it looks like. If a presidential candidate receives a majority of the vote, statewide vote, that candidate receives all 40 delegates. This is based on statewide. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because there's been a lot of arguments saying winner take all is illegal according to the GOP rules before March 15th. Yes, Winner take all is technically not allowed before March 15th. Winner take all just means if you win the state of Alabama by a vote, you get all the delegates. That's just an example. Alabama doesn't have winner take all. They have winner take most. But let's go to Wisconsin, which does have winner take, or Ohio. Let's go to Ohio. All 78 of Ohio's delegates to the Republican National Convention are pledged to presidential contenders winner take all in today's Ohio presidential primary. That's it. If you win the state of Ohio by a single vote, you get all the delegates. That's the key difference. And the RNC even has exemptions saying winner take all is illegal. That just means whoever gets the most votes, doesn't matter the threshold, they get everything. Winner take most just means it's proportional. If you get above 20%, just an example, but if you get above 50% in, say, the state of Texas, you are eligible for all the votes, or the delegates, which they allow it. They allow you to do it. It's in the rule book. I think it's like Rule 2.3 or something like that. I gotta look it up, but it's right in the RNC rule book about the primaries. So why is it suddenly California can't do it? Just keep the same system. That's allowed. That's always been allowed. If you get a majority of the vote, and yeah, if your state allows it, or I should say the GOP votes on it, they say, yeah, winner take most, you get above 50%, you get all the delegates. That's been there for a while. And this is several Super Tuesday states, which, mind you, Super Tuesday is estimated to be on March 5th. And we could keep looking. Let's go to Utah. What's Utah's rule? 40 at-large national convention delegates are bound to presidential contenders according to the statewide vote. If a candidate receives a majority of the vote, more than 50%, that candidate is allocated all 40 national convention delegates. Again, this is not winner take all. This is winner take most. There's a distinction. Winner take all just means whoever gets the most votes gets all the delegates. Winner take most, on the other hand, it's proportional. Again, if you get above, say, 20%, but if you get above 50%, or you're the only one that qualifies for the threshold, you get all of the delegates. That's it, everybody. This is the key difference. And I'm trying to explain to people, no, winner take most isn't winner take all, and vice versa. They're different. They're similar in concept, but just one has a threshold. They get winner take all. It's not really winner take all. It's winner take most. So I hope this cleared up some things about the 2024 Republican primary, because, again, I'm not attacking people for it, but I just think people misunderstood winner take most and winner take all. And even I was a bit confused about it, and I looked more into it and I realized, wait a minute, winner take most is not the same as winner take all. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.